Welcome to mathematics. My name is Mangeya, the maths ego. Right. So this one is a Cambridge Extended Mathematics paper 4. Paper 4 for 2021. Then my details, you can see them on your screen. Then after watching the video, subscribe, like the video, and also share this nice and powerful video. Right, so let's get started. Before attempting this question paper, or in fact all question papers, the most important things basically is to consider the instructions that will be there. Like here you can see the instructions, and the most important instruction is the degree of accuracy here. If the degree of accuracy is not given, then answers must be given to 3 significant figures or 1 decimal place. If it's an angle, then omission of essential working will actually result in loss of marks. So you have to show step by step. Let's get started. Well, the first question, question number 1, as you can see on your screen, there's a painter, plumber, electrician. Then it reads, these are the rates charged by a painter, a plumber, and an electrician who do some work for Mr. Sharma. Part A, the painter works for 7 hours. Calculate the amount Mr. Sharma pays the painter. How much was paid to the painter? Check. The painter is here. He was paid 35 per hour and he worked for 7 hours. So the total amount paid is the amount per hour times the hours worked, which is 35 per hour times 7 hours worked. Then you can use your calculator. 35 times 7, what will you get? $245. So that's the amount the painter was paid. Part B, Mr. Sharma pays the plumber $252. Calculate how many hours the plumber works. So check the plumber is here. He's paid a fixed charge of $40 plus $26.50 per hour. So in this case, the number of hours worked is unknown. What you can just do is you let it be X. So let the number of hours worked by the plumber be X, which means if we can say 40, that's the fixed charge, plus the amount paid per hour, $26.50, times the number of hours worked, which is X, must give us the total amount paid, which is $252 in this case. Then collect like terms and simplify. It will be 26.50 x is equals to 252 minus 40. Then 26.50 x is equals to 252 minus 40. Use your calculator. 252 minus 40. You get 212. 212. Then your x will be equal to 212 divided by 26.50. Because to get x, these are just simple equations. You divide both sides by the coefficient of x. That's the number with x. In this case, it's 26.50. So you divide by 26.50, you get 8 hours. So x is actually 8 hours. Next part, see? Mr. Sharma pays the electrician $224. Calculate how many hours the electrician works. Electrician, if you can go up there. Right. Yes, the electrician is paid 48 per hour for the first 2 hours worked, then 32 per hour. So in this case, we are sure that we are given that for the first 2 hours it's 48. So we just say 48 times 2 for the first 2 hours, then plus this amount 32 which was paid for the other hours that were worked after 2 hours. So you say 32 times, let's call it x, the hours worked that were paid at a rate of 32 per hour. Then you get 224. Then multiply 48 by 2. What do you get? 48 by 2, you get times 2, 96. 96 plus 32x is equals to 224. Collect like terms and simplify. 224 minus 96. Then minus 96, you get 128. So 32x is equals to 128. To get x, what do? You divide by 32. So it's 128 over 32 divided by 32. You get x is equals to 4 hours. That's the value of x. Then the total hours worked by this electrician, it will be 4 plus 2, which is 6 hours. Done. Then part D, write down the ratio of the amount Mr. Sharma pays to the plumber, to the painter, the plumber, and the electrician. Right. So let's check. How much was paid to the painter is 245. 245 was paid to the first one, which is the painter. Then we have 252 to the plumber. So 245 is 252 is 224. Yes. So 245 was for the painter, 252 was for the plumber, and electrician is 224. Right. What's the common factor on these values? Common factor. Let's try here. 245 by 7. 252. So by 7 you get here. So you divide by 7 by 7 by 7. So 245 divided by 7 is 35. Then 252 divided by 7 is 36. Then 224 divided by 7, you get 32. So this ratio is simplified in its simplest terms. Done. Question number 2. This one is transformation. You can see on your screen. Right. Then the first part is saying, part A, describe fully the single transformation that maps item 1, triangle A onto triangle B. A onto B. Right. Let's move up. Is A onto B. This one, A onto B. So B is the image of A. So what is the single transformation that have mapped A onto B? If you can see, check this point here. It's now this point here. So it was on the north. Now it's on the west. So it has moved to the west. In other words, it was turned 90 degrees anti-clockwise. That's the first explanation. And this one is like a rotation. It's a rotation that has been made. Because first, what you have to check, one is the size. Is the size the same or the size has changed? In this case, the size is still the same. If direction is not changed, it will be a translation or a reflection. But in this case, direction have changed. So if the direction of the shape have changed, then it will automatically be a rotation. So this one is a rotation, which is in this case 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So I write here rotation 90 degrees clockwise. So these are the marks. Then the center of rotation center of rotation is the one that you have also to explain. So explain the type of transformation, rotation, mark the angle and direction of rotation, then the center of rotation. Center of rotation usually is found by you join any two corresponding points. You can join this and this, then you bisect this line. You also join this and this, you bisect the line. So where the bisectors of the two lines meet, that's where the center of rotation will be. So where the bisector of the two lines will be. Suppose you bisect this one, you bisect this one. So where the bisectors will meet, that will be the center of rotation. To bisect, please remember, you use your compass. You use your compass. We will not do that one on this one. Try it. Right, let's move on to part item 2. Triangle A onto triangle C. So what is the transformation? That is mapped triangle A onto triangle C. Let's move up. We have A and C. As you can see here, you have to check size. Is it the same or size have changed? In this case, you can see that size have changed. The image C is now smaller than the original. And this one is automatically an enlargement. This one is an enlargement. Under enlargement, you have to state the scale factor of enlargement, then the center of enlargement. Right. So how can we find the scale factor and the center? First, the center of enlargement is found by joining any two corresponding points of the image and the original shape. Like here, we can see this point. If you can find your ruler, straight edge. Oh, right, let me redraw this one. Let me start with this one maybe. So, yeah, it's almost. So you join the points like this. Then where they meet, that will be the center of enlargement, right? As you can see here, my lines are not that straight. They are not that straight. But let me try to make something that is more. So according to my diagram here, it's like the lines are meeting where? Here. Where x is minus 3 and y is minus 2. And y minus 3 and 2. So please take note. This one, because of my lines, it might not be the actual answer, right? But I'm just showing you how to find the center of enlargement. Because my lines, you can see them, they are not straight. So that's how you find the center of enlargement. So this one is enlargement, center minus 3 in this case, 2, minus 3 minus 2. Then the scale factor of enlargement. Scale factor, you say, you can just use image side over original side. In this case, the image is actually C, which means you can take this side, 1, 2 boxes. So you can say 2 over original corresponding side is this one. How many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4. So over 4, which is equals to half. Then, as you can see, basically, the scale factor can be positive or negative. Positive scale factor means the image is on the same side of the center as the original shape. But in this case, you can see the image was on the opposite side of the center. Like the center was somewhere here, then the image is on this side, original shape is on this side. So they are on different or opposite sides of the center of enlargement. Therefore, in that case, the scale factor will be negative. So this one, it will be minus half. That's the scale factor. So enlargement, scale factor, minus half. You write scale factor, minus half. Then the center of enlargement, you join the corresponding points. Then you have to write the center of enlargement here. Take note of that. Right, then draw the image of triangle A after a translation by vector minus 5, minus 10. vector minus 5 minus 10. Let me write it here. So what you just do here, you just use the formula original point plus translation vector is equals to image point. So what you just have to do here, to find the coordinates of the image of this triangle A, you just supposed to add the translation vector to these points. Like here, we have this point is actually what? This point is x6, y5. So this one will be 6, 5. Then plus the vector, minus 5 minus 10. What do you get? 6 minus 5 is 1. 5 minus 10 is minus 5. Because it's 5 plus minus 10, it will be 5 minus 10, which is minus 5. That will be the coordinate of this point, which is 1x and minus 5y. So it will be like this. Then next we have another coordinate, this one. This one is 2, 5. 2, 5. Like this. So you add the translation vector, minus 5 minus 10. What do you get? You get 2 plus minus 5 is minus 3. Then this one will be minus 5. So it's x minus 3, y minus 5. It's here. Then last point, this one, it's 6x. Then y is 13. Then you add the vector, minus 5 minus 10. What do you get? 6 plus minus 5 is 1. 13 minus 10 is 3. So it's 1, 3. x1, y3. It's here. Then you join your points like this. So that will be the image under a translation. Vector minus 5, 10. Next, draw the image of triangle A after a reflection in the line y is equals to 4. Reflection of A after a reflection in the line y is equals to 4. So first thing, you have to draw the line y is equals to 4. Where is this line? Y is equals to 4. Let me rub off all these items. Why? So the line y is equals to 4 is somewhere here. You draw your line y is equals to 4 here. So you have to label it y is equals to 4, like this. Then let's reflect triangle A on this line. What you have to know under a reflection is the distance of the image from the line of reflection is exactly equal to the distance of the original point from that line of reflection. That's what you have to know. So like this point, it's one step from the line, then the image is also one step. You plot here. Then this point is one step, then it's also one step here. Then that one, how many boxes to the line? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the image, it will be 9 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is here. Then you join the points. That will be the image triangle, like this. So that will be the image after a reflection. Line y is equals to 4. Done. Question number 3. The diagram shows two straight lines intersecting two parallel lines. Find the values of A, B, and C. So these are angles on parallel lines. You have to understand the concept of Z angles, opposite angles, interior angles, corresponding angles. So let's find A. As you can see, A is opposite 126, and they are on straight lines. So opposite angles on straight lines are equal, which means A is equals to 126 degrees. So the reason is they are equal. Then next, B is equals to A. Actually, is equals to this angle. Sorry, this one. So B and this angle are equal. they are corresponding angles. They are corresponding angles. So to find B, you find this angle first. How can you find this angle first? It is 180 minus 126. Why? Because they are adjacent angles with 126. Adjacent angles on a straight line, they are supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So from this you get 54 degrees. So this one is 54 degrees. So B is equal to 54 degrees. These are corresponding angles. They are equal. Then part now C and 63 degrees, as you can see, they are called interior angles. So co-interior angles are supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So if you can say C plus 63 is equals to 180, these are interior angles. Interior angles, they are supplementary. So your C will be 180 minus 63. So if you can say 180 minus 63, what do you get? 117. 117 degrees, like this. Please take note. Units, you have to put those units, those degrees. Don't just write 117. What is 117? Are they donkeys or cats? So you have to always remember to put the units. Take note of that. Then B, this one is a circle geometry. Points R and S lie on a circle with diameter PQ. Diameter PQ. So PQ is the diameter. Before you can even look at this item, if there is a diameter, know that angle subtended by the diameter is the right angle, which means it is actually 90 degrees. Which means angle, this one, PRQ, is 90 degrees because it's subtended or formed by the diameter. Right, then they say find the value of x giving a geometrical reason for each stage of your working. Right, so first thing you say angle PRQ is equals to 90 degrees. Then you write angle subtended or formed by the diameter. 1 mark. I've already indicated the angle. Then second one, you say this angle here is actually x degrees. This angle is x degrees. The reason is these are z angles on parallel lines, RQ and PS. So you can say RQP is equals to QP is equals to x degrees. Reason z angles are equal. Or you can say alternate angles are equal. Z angles or alternate angles are equal. Right, then to find x, use angles in a triangle PRQ. So you say 58 plus x plus 90 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. Then reason angles in a triangle. Angles in a triangle like this. Then you can calculate here. So x will be equal to 180 minus 90 minus 58. In your from your calculator, 180 minus 90 minus 58, you get 32. So this one is 32 degrees, 3 marks. Then part C, points A, B, and C lie on a circle, center O. Angle AOC is equals to 142 degrees. AOC given. Find the value of y. Right, let's find the value of y here. What you have to note here is you have to apply the concept. It's like this. This angle is actually 2 times y. Angle at the center is twice angle at the circumference of a circle. So the angle at the center is that one, 2y is equals to y. So if this one is y, ABC, then that one will be 2 times y, is twice y. Then you can say now 2y plus 142 is equals to 360 degrees. Reason, angles at a point. Angles at a point actually adds up to 360 degrees. So 2y will be 360 minus 142. 2y is equals to 360 minus 142. Minus 142, you get 218. Then you divide by 2 to get y. So y will be equals to 109. 109 degrees. Units, please. Right, next, question number 4. Question number 4, it reads, a shop gives each of 1,000 people a voucher. 28 people use their voucher. The shop now gives each of 16,500 people a voucher. Calculate how many of these 16,000 people are expected to use their voucher. So, first thing, we can calculate the percentage of people who are expected to use the voucher. In this case, out of 1,000, only 28. So 28 over 1,000, you can say times 100%. Or you can just say 28 over 1,000 times 16,500. Let's not calculate the percentage. Let's just use the ratio. So the ratio of those who can use is 28 over 1,000. So you can say 28 over 1,000 times 16,500. So you can say 28 divided by 1,000. Then times 16,500. So 462 people are expected to use their vouchers. Right, next, part B. In a class activity, all the 15 students wear hats. 7 students wear red hats, 6 students wear green hats, and 2 students wear white hats. One of these students is picked at random. Find the probability that this student wears a red hat. This one, you just say the number of students who wear red hats divided by the total number of students altogether. So it will be 7 students over 15. Done. Part B, item 2. 2 of the 15 students are picked at random. Show that the probability that these 2 students wear hats of the same color is 37 over 105. Right, same color is either red or green or white. Those are the possible scenarios that are there. Possible outcomes. So you can say it's either probability of red, or you can say green, or you can say white, like this. Then to simplify this, it will be probability of red plus probability of green because of O, plus probability of white. And this one, please, you have to take S without replacement if it's not written there without replacement. So it's without replacement. Right, then you write here red. There are 7 students. So you say 7 over 15. Then times, if you have picked one red, then the rest, there are now 6 students over 14 students altogether. Plus 14 total is decreased by 1 because 1 red have been picked. So that one, the number of reds will be reduced by 1. There were 7, there will now be 6. The total number of students, there were 15, reduced by 1. The total will now be 14. Then next, green, 6 students, green. So 6 over 15 times, so reduced by 1, 5 over 14. Plus white, it will be 2 over 15 times 1 over 14, like this. Then you can just multiply the numerators. 7 times 6, you get 42. over 15 by 14. You get 210. Plus this one will be 30 over 210. Plus this one will be 2 over 210. Then you just add the numerators. Then it will be 42 plus 30 plus 2. You get 74 over 210. Then 74 over 210. You get 37 over 105. So which is called 37 over 105. So which is this one shown. Then part item 3. 3 of the 15 students are picked at random. Find the probability that at least 2 of these 3 students were red heads. Find the probability that at least 2, which means is greater than or equal to 2, they must be wearing the red heads. So there are how many students here? 3 of the 15 students. So it's like we can have probability of, if 3, at least 3 were red heads, it can either all of them they were red. Red, plus probability of red, the first red, the second red, but the other one can be green. The third one, but at least 2 must be red. Plus probability of, then the first can be red, followed by green, then followed by another red. Plus the probability of, you can start with a green, then red, like this. So 2 must wear red, at least 2, which means 2 or 3. Then plus probability of, now it can be red, and the other one white, plus probability of, the first one can be red, then followed by white, followed by another red, plus probability of, it can be white first, then followed by 2 reds, like this. So these are the possible outcomes. Then going up there, red there are 7, green there are 6, and 2. So it's 7, green, 6, and white 2. Red, green, and white is equals to 2. Right, let's work out this one. So the first one, red, always without replacement, it will be 7 over 15 times 6 over 14, because 1 have been picked, plus 5 over 13. 2 have been picked. Then plus next one, it's red, green, which is 7 over 15 times 6 over 14 times green is 6, but over 13 because we have picked 2 reds. Plus next one, red, 7 over 15 times, then green, it's 6 over 14 times, then red, 6 over 4 over 13, like this. Then plus, now we are on the fourth one, green, red. Green, it will be 6 over 15 times, then red, it will be 7 over 14 times another red, it will be 6 over 13, like this. Because we've picked 1 red, they are now 6. Then plus another one, we are on the 5th one, red, white, so it will be 7 over 15 times 6 over 14, that's red, times white. White, there are 2 over 13, like this. Then plus red, white, it will be 7 over 15 times white is 2 over 14 times, then another red is 6 over 13. That's red, white. That's red, white, red. Then plus, we are now on the last one. white, red is 2 over 15 times red, 7 over 14 now, times 6 over 13. Like this. Right, the space, as you can see, it's a small space. So what you can just do, you can punch everything in your calculator. Punch in your calculator. So it's 7 over 15. 7 over 15 times 6 over 14. 6 over 14 times 5 over 13. Then plus 7 over 15 times 6 over 14 times 6 over 13 plus 7 over 15 times 7 over 15 times 6 over 14 times 6 over 13 plus 6 over 15 times 7 over 14 times 6 over 13 plus 7 over 15 times 6 over 14 times 2 over 13. 2 over 13. Then plus 7 over 15 times 2 over 14 times 6 over 13 plus 2 over 15 times 7 over 14 times 6 over 13. Right, so you are getting 29 over 65. That will be the final answer that's supposed to get. Then next question, question number 5. Calculate angle ADB. Angle ADB. Right, ADB, you are given this diagram. Is which angle? Is this one. So, these are non-right angle triangles. Solving non-right angle triangles without a 90-degree angle, take note, you use either the cosine rule or the sine rule. So, want to find this angle, you can call it theta here. Right, to find this angle, therefore, since we are given all the sides, we can just use the cosine rule. Cosine rule, B and C, the sides which makes up the angle must always be given. They must be there, right? So the sides which makes up the angle from our formula, A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So B and C are the sides which makes up the given angle. In this case, B and C can be 8.6 and 9.7. So to calculate the angle, you can just say here, A squared, which is 4.4 squared, is equals to B squared. We can say 8.6 squared plus 9.7 squared minus 2 times 8.6 times 9.7, then cos theta. Then 4.4 squared, what do you get? 4.4 squared is 19.36. Then 8.6 squared plus 9.7 squared, 9 squared, then you get 168.05. 168.05 minus 2 times 8.6 times 9.7, 166.84. Then cos theta, like this. Then you put 166 for the coefficient of x squared to be, for the coefficient of cos theta to be positive, you put it on this side. Then you subtract, let me write cos theta here. Cos theta, cos theta, cos theta, cos theta. So this one is cos theta then is equals to, then you subtract 168.05 minus 19.36, 148.69, like this. Yes, there are straightforward formulas that you can use, but cosine basically you just have to claim this one formula. Then from that formula you can find your side, you can find your angle without any problem. So here you say cos theta is equals to, then you divide both sides by 166.84. It's 148.69 divided by 166.84. Then your theta will be arc cos of 148.69 over 166.84, like this. Then you calculate, first you press second function on your calculator, then you press cos, you can get cos to the power minus 1, then 148.69 divided by 166.84, you get 26.9. Then angles, they said you have to give to the nearest degree. So let me just write this one, the nearest degree, because it will be, is 26.9. Then it will be 27 degrees, like this. Done. Next, calculate DC. DC, where are you? It's here. Right. So DC, we can just use the sine rule. But first you have to find this angle. This angle, you can say 180 minus 65 plus 60 plus 180 minus 65 minus 42. Angles in a triangle add up to 180. So 180 minus 65 minus 42. You get 73. So this angle is 73 degrees. Then you can use the sine rule. E over sine this one is equals to DC over sine 65. So you say 9.7 over sine 73 over sine 73 is equals to DC over sine 65. Sine 65, yes, correct. Is DC. Then cross multiply, you get 9.7 sine 65 is equals to DC sine 73. Then you divide by sine 73, it will be 9.7 sine 65 over sine 73 is equals to DC. Then you punch in your calculator, 9.7 sine 65 is equals to that one, then you divide by sine 73. You get 9.19287. Then to three significant figures, 1, 2, 3. You look at this one, so it will be 9.19, and these are centimeters given. Done. Next part, calculate the shortest distance from C to BD. From C to BD. C to BD. Okay, let me wrap some of the things then so that I can be able to indicate here. From C to BD. C to BD. Shortest distance, perpendicular distance. Usually it's something that will be one item. You know that on that issue there will be a 90-degree angle that is supposed to be formed. So from C to BD, so there's supposed to be a 90-degree angle. It's a right angle triangle here. So DC we got 9.19. Remember? So want this distance X. So what is the shortest distance here? We can use SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, like this. So based on SOHCAHTOA, X is opposite to 42 degrees. Then CD is the hypotenuse. So opposite and the hypotenuse, it's sine. You can say sine 42 is equals to x over 9.19. Sine 42 is equals to x which over 9.19, which is CD or DC. Then you cross multiply, it will be 9.19 sine 42 is equals to x. Then 9.19 sine 42 times sine 42, what do we get? 6.1. So it's 6, x is equals to 6.1493. To three significant figures, 1, 2, 3, you look at this one. So you add 1 to 4. It will be 6.15. Like this, done. Question number 6. This one is a quadratic graph. The grid shows the graph of y is equals to a plus bx squared. The graph passes through the points with coordinates 0, 4 and 1, 1. Find the values of a and the value of b. Right. So these coordinates given 0, 4 and 1, 1. It means if we can substitute in this equation of the curve, they must satisfy the equation. So you apply that concept. So you say this one, the first one is x, it's x and y, remember? This one is x and y, it's always x, y coordinates. So it means x is equals to 0, y is equals to 4. So where there is y, you put 4. Where there is x, you put 0. B times 0 squared. Then from this one, you can get your a is equals to 4. So a is equals to 4 here. Right away. Then for b, you can substitute 1, 1. So it will be where there is 1, you put 1. A plus b, where there is x, you put 1 squared. It will be 1 is equals to a plus b. Then a, we found a to be 4. So it will be 1 is equals to 4 plus b. 1 minus 3 is equals to b. So your b is equals to 1 minus 4 is equals to b. B is equals to minus 3. So b minus 3, a, 4. Like this. Done. Next question. Write down the equation of the tangent to the graph at 0, 4. Write down the equation of the tangent to the graph at 0, 4. Tangent to the graph at 0, 4. 0, 4. It means this point. As you can see here, is the turning point. So at the turning point, gradient is always equals to 0. So the equation with the tangent at the turning point, in this case, it will be, if you can draw the tangent, it will be like this. So this line is y is equals to 4. That will be the equation. So you write y is equals to 4. Done. Next, the equation of the tangent to the graph at x is equals to minus 1 is y is equals to minus 6x plus 7. Find the equation of the tangent to the graph at x is equals to 1. Right. So let me go up here. First, what is the gradient here? Is 6. That's the gradient. Y is equals to mx plus c. Where m is the gradient. So the gradient is 6. So let me go up here. X is equals to minus 1 and x is equals to 1. Right. Can you check what's happening here? This one is a symmetrical graph. It's symmetrical graph. Which means if you can draw the tangent at x equals to minus 1 and the tangent at x equals to, it's not minus 1 here. Sorry. It's up there. It's somewhere here. Then 1 is somewhere here. If you can draw a tangent here and a tangent here, the way they will be sloping, they will just be the same. So their gradients will be the same. What will be different in this case is the sign. Because this one, on the minus 1 is upward sloping, on the 1 is downward sloping, which means the gradient at x is equals to minus 1 is actually negative. Why? Because the at x equals to 1 is negative. Why? Because our line is downward sloping, right? Gradient of a downward sloping is actually negative, upward sloping is actually positive. So that's what you have to understand here. So the gradients are the same, but the one is downward sloping, the other one is actually upward sloping. Since also they are of symmetry, then it means the y-intercept, the point where these two graphs cut the y-axis, they must also be the same. So what is the y-intercept here? Y-intercept is actually 7. So they cut the y-axis at the same point because of that symmetry. So the equation is actually y is equals to minus 6x plus 7. What will be different is just the gradient. The sign will be negative. Right, done. Next item. The table shows some values for the function y is equals to 1 plus 5 over, you can see on the screen, 5 over 3 minus x, for x lies between minus 2 and 1.5. Complete the table, right? Complete the table, you just substitute. X minus 1, you put minus 1 here, where there's x. So it will be 5 over 3 minus 1, 3 plus 1, it will be 4. So 1 plus 5 over 4, 1 plus 5 is 2.25. Next, when x is 0 here, you substitute 0 there, then you get 5 over 3. 1 plus 5 divided by 3, 2.666666. So you get 2.67, like this. Then next, when x is 1 here, it will be 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 over 2 is 2.5 plus 1 is 3.5. Like this. 3 marks. Then on the grid, draw the graph of what each. This graph you have to draw. You know how to plot the points now. This one will lead to time wasting time. So please just plot these 2 points, right? And this with decimals like this one, 4.33, you just plot 4.3. Take note of that, because 4.33 is actually difficult to plot on the graph. So you have to round off to 1 decimal place. Then you can be able to plot your graph nicely. Then item C, part 1, write down the values of x where the two graphs intersect. Right, this one, the points of intersection of the two graphs. What you do is you equate the graphs, right? So equate the graphs. So we have this graph here, and that's the first original graph. The original graph is this one here. And this graph, remember, our a is 4, so it will be y is equals to 4. Our b is minus 3 x squared. So y is equals to 4 minus 3x squared. You equate the two graphs. Y is equals 4 minus 3x squared. So you say 4 minus 3x squared is equals to 1 plus 5 over 3 minus x. So to find the points or coordinates of intersection of the two graphs, you just equate the two graphs. That's what you do. Right? If you can equate here, then you can multiply everything by 3 minus x to get rid of the denominator. So it will be 4, then 3 minus x here, minus 3x squared is equals to 1, 3 minus x, then plus 5. At this one, if you can multiply this one by 3 minus x, you get what? You just get 5 here, right? So please take note. This is another way of doing it, but usually you just have to use the points of intersection of the graphs. Since I didn't draw the other graph, I'm just using this method. So to find the coordinates or the points of intersection of the two graphs, you just equate the graphs, right? Take note of that. Then if you can equate here, you get 12 here, minus 4x minus 3x squared is equals to 3 minus x plus 5. Then this one, right, so on this one, basically, let me just say, let you just use the graphs, the points where the graphs meet. Well, the space is too small, so it means just you have to write down from the graph, right? Let me work out this one. Question number item 2. Whereas the answers to part C are two solutions of the cubic equation in terms of x. Find this equation in the form of That one where A, B, and C are integers. So let me use this method. Right, so just equate the two graphs. So you say 4 minus 3x squared is equals to 1 plus 5 over 3 minus x. Then multiply everything by 3 minus x. It will be 4 here, 3 minus x minus 3x squared, then 3 minus x, multiply everything please, multiply everything, then is equals to 1, 3 minus x plus 5 over 3 minus x times 3 minus x, yeah, then after that, this 3 minus x will cancel out. Let me remove the brackets here. It will be 12x minus 4x minus 9x squared plus 3x cubed. 3x cubed is equals to 3 minus x plus 5. Like this. Then I just have to express in this form. Express in this form. So you say 12x minus, right, the with x, this one, or let me just collect like terms, then simplify later. X cubed minus 9x squared, then plus 12x, minus 4x. Oh, this one was not 12x. Where did I get 12x? This one is just 12, not 12x. So this one is 12. So let me wrap off this item. So this one is plus, so let me put minus 4x. Let me collect minus 4x. Then take that x, you put it on the right, it will be plus x. Then next one, then plus 12 minus 5 minus 3 is equals to 0. Then it will be 3x squared, x cubed minus 9x squared. Then minus 4x plus x is minus 3x. Then 12 minus 5 minus 3 is 4. Because 12 minus 5 is 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. Is equals to 0. Like this. That will be your final answer. So to find the coordinates of our intersection of the two graphs given their equations, you just equate their equations. 7a. The box and whisker plot shows information about the marks scored by some students in a test. Write down the median mark. Right, so on your box and whisker plot, the first one, this one is the lower value. This one will be the lower quartile, Q1. This one will be the median, that is Q2. This one will be the upper quartile, Q3. And this one will be the highest value. Take note of that. So the median, it will be is 70. Then work out the range. Range is highest value minus lowest value. Highest value here is 90. So you say 90 minus lowest value is actually, okay, what you have to do, you have to find out each box represents how many units here. So each box, you say 10 here, divided by the number of 10 divided by the number of boxes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5. So each box represents 2 units. So it will be 12. 90 minus 12. So 90 minus 12, what do you get? 78. Done. Next, J scored a mark. That's item 3. In the test that was higher than the marks scored by 75% of the students. 75% of the students, write down a possible mark for J's. So 75% is the upper quarter, that's 75%. So the mark is from 90 to 100. So it's supposed to be above 90, like this. So the mark, so you can say, let me just write it like this. So you say 90 to 100. Like this. That's more than 75%. So it's from 90 to 100, but it's supposed to be above 90. Right, then item 4, this box and whisker plot shows information about the marks scored by the same students in a second test. Make one comparison between the distributions of marks in the two tests. Right, one comparison. Let's check median, range. Median, what is the median here? You can see the median on this one. The second one is actually 72, 74. On that one, it was 70. Then, so it means the median on the second is actually higher than the first, which means they performed better than the first. So comparison, you can say the median higher, which is 72, than the first 70. Therefore, the students on the second test, they performed better than on the first test. Right? Then the lowest mark is 30. The lowest mark there is 12. On the first is 12 here, but here is 30, which indicates better performance. Done. Next, part B. The table shows information about the height, h centimeters of each of 50 plants. Calculate an estimate of the mean. So this one is grouped data. Grouped data, first thing first, you have to find the midpoint. Then the formula for the mean, where there's the frequency, mean is equals to, you say summation of frequency times the value of x over summation of frequency. In this case, the value of x represents h, which is our height here, times its frequency. So midpoint, for example, on this one, the midpoint, you say, let me work out here, all right, even here, midpoints. So on that one, you say lower 0 plus 20 over 2. So you get 10 here. So let me put my midpoint here. Here I can write is 10. Both 0 plus 20, 20 divided by 2 is 10. Here it will be 20. On the next one here, it will be class of 27 to 30. 20 plus 30 is 50. Divided by 2 is 25. This one, 30 plus 34, 64. Divided by 2 is 32. Like this. Then next, 34 plus 40, 74. 74 divided by 2, 74 over 2. What do you get? You get 37. Next, 40 plus 60, 100 divided by 2, it's 50. So that will be the midpoint. So your mean now, you say mean is equals to, you say that mark, midpoint, which is first is 10, times its frequency, which is 4, plus next one is 25 times 9, plus next one is 32 times 20, plus next one is 37 times 15, plus last one is 50 by 2 over total frequency. These are 4 marks, so you're working, please. Total frequency is 4 plus 9 plus 20 plus 15 plus 2. This one is actually 50 total. That's total frequency, but for the sake of marks, well, these are 4 marks. You just have to write it like that. Then simplify the numerators. 10 by 4 plus 25 by 9 plus 32 by 20 plus 37 by 15 plus 2 by 50, 1560. Then over 50 total frequency divided by 50, you get 31.2. So that will be the mean. Next, Some apples are weighed and the mass m grams of each apple is recorded. The table shows the results. The histogram shows some of the information from the table. So histogram, there is frequency density. Frequency density, please take note, is equal to frequency over class width or class interval. That's the formula. Then work out the value of x. X is the class 110 to 115. So you say frequency, which is x over class width, 115 minus 110, x over 115 minus 110, then is equals to frequency density. You find it from the graph. That is 110 to 115 is here. That's the frequency density. Frequency density, then you have to check each box represents how many units. So you say 2 here, divided by the number of boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 divided by 10 is 0.2. Which means each box on the vertical will represent 0.2 units. So this one, it will be 8 minus 0.2 minus another 0.2. You can do it like that. So 8 minus 0.4, you get 7.6. Like this. Or you can say 6, 6.2, 0.4, 0.8, 7.2, what, then you can get 7.6. So it's 7.6. Then simplifying this one, what do you get? You say x over, this one will be 5 is equal to 7.6. Then you multiply x is equal to 7.6 times 5. That's cross multiplication. So 7.6 by 5, you get 38. So x will be equal to 38. Done. Next, they say complete the histogram. Complete the histogram. So you have to find frequency density of each of these ones. So this one, frequency density, this class, 115 to 125. You say frequency, which is 44, over class width, 125 minus 115. Then you say 44 over 125 minus 115 is 10, which is 4.4. So here it's 4.4. You come here, you plot 4.4. 4 here, which is here 4.2, 4.4. So this one is from 115 to 125. 125 is somewhere 120 horizontal. Each box represents how many units? It's 1 unit actually. It's 1 unit. 100. So it's 1 unit. So 125 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somewhere here. Somewhere here. That will be your graph. Then for the class of 125 to 140, you say 51 over 140 minus 125, which is equals to 140 minus 125 is 15. Then 51 divided by 15, divided by 15, 15, 15. You get 3.4. So 3.4, right? 3.4 is 2 is here. Then 2.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.83. Then 3.4, 3.2, 3.4 is somewhere here. It's up to 140. So that will be your histogram completed. Next, question number 8. 8a. The diagram shows a sector OXY of a circle with center O and radius 9.5. The sector angle is 53 degrees. A lies on OX. A lies on OX. Then right, A lies on OX, B lies on OY, and OA is equal to OB. show that the area of the sector is 41.7, correct to one decimal place. Area of the sector, you say theta over 360 times pi r squared times area of a circle, because sector is actually part of the area of a circle. So it's just a proportion of the angle subtended by this sector at the center of the circle. Theta, angle subtended, is 53 over 360, angle at a point, then times pi times radius is 9.5 squared, like this. So if you can simplify this, you must actually get 41.7 cubic square centimeters. Item 2, the area of a triangle OAB is 1/3 the area of sector OXY. Calculate OA. The area of triangle OAB is there. Then is 1/3 of the area of the sector. Right, area of triangle, since this side OA and OB are the same, we can label this one X. It means this one is also, this side is also X. So find the, calculate OA. OA is X in this case. I have represented it with X. So the area of the triangle, it's half AB, which is X times X, then sine of the angle that will be there, which is 53 in this case, is equals to 1/3 area of a sector, which is 41.7, like this. So area of a triangle, half X times X, going up here, half X times X times the height times the sine of the angle 53 is equals to 1/3 area of the sector. So this one, it will be X squared over 2 sine 53 is equals to 1/3 of 41.7. 41.7 divided by 3, you get 13.9. Like this. Then you multiply by 2, then divide by 53. It will be X squared is equals to, or 8 sine, let me just step by step. These are 4 marks. 13.9 by 2. That's cross multiplying. Then you get, then after that you divide by sine 53. So it will be X squared is equals to 13.9 times 2 over sine 53, like this. Then from there you get 13.9 by 2. What do you get? 27.8. So it will be X squared is equals to 27.8 over sine 53. Then you get X is equals to remove this, you put the square root to remove the square. 27.8 over sine 53, like this. Then you can punch in your calculator, you get your answer. 27.8 divided by sine 53. Then we want the square root of this one, 5.899999999. So to three significant figures, this one, it will be what? It will be 5.123, 5.90, like this. Done. Right, next, B. The diagram shows a sector OPQ of a circle with center O and radius 24 centimeters. The sector angle is 60 degrees given there. You can see a cone is made from this sector by joining OP to OQ. So OP and OQ have been joined together. Calculate the volume of the cone. How many marks? These are 6 marks. Hey, serious, eh? 6 marks. They have to work out this one. You have to know the concepts. Like in this case, PQ, on this one, it was an arc. So arc length is now the circumference of a circle on our cone. So it means the arc length is the same as the circumference of a circle. Because to find the volume, you need radius and you need the height. Take note of that. You need radius and height. Height in this case, since this one is still 24, this one is still 24. That's the radius, right? Take note of that, because OQ is still 24 centimeters. Right, so the height of the cone, it will be this one. Then the radius, will be this one. So there will be height and radius like this. Right, so to find the radius, we can find the radius, then after that you can calculate the height. Still it works, right? Still it works. Right, then the radius, how can you calculate the radius? We calculate arc length from up. So we say arc length is actually, arc is part of the circumference of a circle, which means it will be theta over 3 skis times the circumference, which is 2 pi r. So in this case, arc length, let me write arc length here, PQ is equals to theta, which is 6 over 360 times 2 pi times radius, which is 24. Yes, then 6 over 360. If we can cancel out here, what do we get? Simplify here. You get 61 over 6, because here it will be 0, 0 cancel. 1 here, then you get 6 here. Then 6 into 24 is actually 4. 4 by 2 pi, it will be 8 pi. Let's just leave it with pi like this. So 8 pi is the circumference, which means is the arc length, which means circumference on our cone PQ, it will be equal to 8 pi. So circumference is what? Is 8 pi. Circumference is 2 pi r. So if you can say 2 pi r is equals 8 pi, our radius is the one that we want to find here. Then to find radius, we divide by 2 pi. So you get a radius r is equals to 4 centimeters. Like this. So it means the radius here is 4. Then what you want now is the height. The height of the cone. Because h, that's h. Now to find the height, what you do is use Pythagoras. Take this right angle triangle like this, with 24 here and with 4 here. Then use Pythagoras to find the height. So you say height, you can put h squared is equals to 24 squared minus 4 squared. H squared is equals to, what is 24 squared? 24 squared minus 4 squared minus 4 squared. Now what do you get? 560. 560. So your h will be the square root of 560. That will be the height. So this height is square root of 560, like this. Then now you have you can find the volume of a cone. So you say volume is equals to, given this formula, 1 over 3 pi r squared h times pi times radius is 4 squared times our height, which is root of 560. Like this. Then is equals to 1 over what 16 what there. So it will be 16 pi times root of 560 over 3. 16 3. You can't simplify that one. So it says 16 times root of 560 times pi from your calculator. Then divide by 3. You get 396 to 3 significant figures. 396. That's the volume of the cone. Done. Question number 9. Factorize this one. There are 4 values, so just take 2, this and this, then this and this. You factor out 5a here, then you'll be left with m plus 2p. Here factor out minus b, m plus 2p. Then it will be m plus 2p, then 5a minus b. Done. That will be your answer. Next, write this one, item 2. There is k plus g everywhere. So we factor out k plus g, common factor here. And also on the numbers 15 and 20, there is 5 here. And we'll be left with 3 k plus g, then minus 4. Like this. Then it will be 5k plus g. Just remove brackets inside. 3k plus g plus 3g minus 4. So this will be your answer. Done. This one is g. Take note. Then next one, factorize this one. To factorize this one, you just say this one is the difference of 2 squares. Square root of 4, square root of x squared, square root of y to the power 4. It will be 2x minus y squared. These are the square roots. Then the other one, you just put a plus. 2x plus y squared. You factorized. Next item, expand and simplify. Right? This one, these are bonus marks. These are bonus marks. So first you can expand this one and this one, or the first one and the second one, whichever. So let's expand the second and the third. So let's maintain, let's maintain the first. So it will be x plus 1. Let's expand this one first. Let me write it here. Then 3x plus 4. Right, this one, expanding this one, you say x, 3x plus 4. Remember, the first bracket multiplies the second bracket. 3x plus 4. Then it will be 3x squared minus, this one is minus, sorry, this one is minus, not plus. It's a minus, this one. So it's minus, yeah. And this one is also supposed to be a minus sign. So this one is minus like this. So this one is minus 4x. Then plus 3x minus 4. Then what do you get? 3x squared minus x minus 4. Then now we combine with the first, with this one. So it will be x minus 3 multiplying 3x squared minus x minus 4. The first bracket multiplies everything in the second bracket. The same rule applies. 3x squared minus x minus 4, then minus 3x squared minus x minus 4. Then what do you get here? 3x cubed minus x squared. This one is x squared, then minus 4x minus 9x squared plus 3x plus 12. Then simplify. 3x cubed, then minus x squared minus 9x squared. Or let me just collect like terms first. Minus x squared minus 9x squared minus 4x plus 3x plus 12. Then it will be 3x cubed minus 10x squared minus x plus 12. Like that. So that will be your final answer. Next, find the value of a, b, and the value of b. So on this one, what you do is you expand the left side, then you compare the coefficients, or you equate the coefficients. So let's expand the right side. The left side is x plus a, then x plus a, like this. Then it will be x plus a plus a x plus a, then it will be x squared plus ax plus ax plus a squared, which means it will be x squared plus 2ax plus a squared. And now we are equating with it with x squared plus 22x plus b. Now you have to equate the coefficients. Equate the coefficients. So with coefficient of x squared on the left is equal to the coefficient of x squared on the right. The coefficient of x, which is 2a here, is equal to coefficient of x on the right, which is 22. Then from this you can find your a by dividing by 2. A is equals to 11. So a 11. Then we are left with b. So you can say a squared, the constants, is equals to b. This one a squared and this b, the constants without letter, the terms independent of x in this case. So it will be b is equals to a squared, which means our b is equals to 11 squared, which is equals to 121. Like this. Right, next, question number 10. A box is a cuboid. Then with length 45, width 30, height 42. The box is completely filled with 90.72 of sand. Calculate the density of this sand. Density is mass over volume, or is given here. Is given. So mass is given kgs. Then density is kg per cubic meter, which means we have to convert our length, width, and height to meters. So it will be 0.45 meters times 0.3 times 0.42. This one is the volume. Please take note, this one is the volume. So volume is 0.45 times 0.30 times 0.42. Yes, so this one is 0.30, 0. So it's 0.00567. 0.45 times 0.3 times 0.42, 0.0567. So these are cubic meters. So our density will be mass over volume. So density, mass, which is 90.72 kg over volume, 0.0567. So 90.72 divided by this one, you get 1.6. 1,600 right away, kgs per cubic meter. Part B, a bag contains 15,000 cubic centimeters of sand. Some of this sand is used to completely fill a hole in the shape of a cylinder. The hole is 30 centimeters deep and has a radius of 10 centimeters. Shape of a cylinder. Then calculate the percentage of sand from the bag that is used. Calculate the percentage of sand from the bag that is used. So this one. So a bag contains 15,000 cubic centimeters of sand. Some of this sand is used to completely fill a hole in the shape of a cylinder. The hole is 30 centimeters deep and has a radius of 10 centimeters. Calculate the percentage of sand from the bag that is used. Right, so in this case, we need the volume of this cylinder. Then that is the one that we will use. So volume of the cylinder, basically, a cylinder, you say base area times height. So the base of the cylinder is actually a circle. So the height is 30 centimeters. So this one is 30 centimeters. Then the radius is 10 centimeters. So the volume is base area, which is pi r squared times height, which is equals to pi times radius 10 times height is 30 centimeters deep, which is equals to 300 pi. Yes. Then we can multiply this one since you want it by pi. Okay, just use from your calculator. So it means cubic centimeters. So the percentage, it will be 300 pi over 15,000 times 100, like this. So 300 pi divided by 15,000, then times 100, you get 6.28 to three significant figures. 6.28% to three significant figures. Right, done. Next, sand costs 98.9 per ton. This includes a tax of 15%. Calculate the amount of tax paid per ton of sand. How much tax was paid? This value already includes 15% tax, right? So calculate the amount of tax paid per ton. So remember, tax is paid based on, or is calculated based on the cost, not on the original cost, not on this cost after we've added the tax. Please take note of that. So in this case, the original amount is not known. We can say it, you can call it x. So you can say x plus 15% of x is equals to 98.90. But this one is inclusive. So x plus 15%, you can say x plus, this one we want to find the original cost before the tax 15% was added. So this one you can simplify to 0.15x 98.9. Then this one, it will be 1.15x is equals to 98.90. Yes, like this. Then your x original cost will be 98.90 divided by 1.15. So you can say 98.9 divided by 1.15. You get 86. So this one, the original before the tax. So tax, it will be 98.90 minus 86. That will be the tax. That will be the tax. Take note of that. That will be the tax. Tax charge. So 98.9 is 12.9. 12.90. So that's the tax. Done. Next, Raj buys some sand for 3540 rupees. Calculate the cost in dollars when the exchange rate is 1s to 70.8 rupee. But what you do here is there's buy some sand for 3540. When the cost in dollars, given that $1 is called this one, so this one just divide. So just say 3540 over 70.8. 3540 divided by 70.8, you get $50. Done. Next, Gaia spends $48 to buy books that cost X dollars each. Write down an expression in terms of X for the number of books Gaia buys. Expression in terms of X for the number of books Gaia buys. Right, so what will be the expression here? This one is 48 that was spent. So you just say 48 the amount spent. Let me just write on the answer. 48 divided by the cost per book. So these are the books that this guy bought, like this. Then next item, Myra spends $60 to buy books that cost X plus 2 each. Gaia buys 4 more books than Myra. Show that. That one you have to show. Right, so Myra spends 60 to buy books. Gaia buys 4 more. So if you can say Gaia's books plus 4, you get Myra's books. So in this case, Gaia, it will be 48 over x plus 4 is equals to Myra's box. Myra here, it will be 60 over the cost per book, x plus 2, like this. Yes. Right, now we have to get rid of the denominators. We find the common denominator is x plus 2. It's like this, x, then x plus 2. So you multiply everything by x plus 2. Let's multiply x here. X plus 2 times 48 over x plus 4 times x plus 2 is equals to 60 over x plus 2 times x plus 2. The reason why times x plus 2, the reason why we're doing this is to get rid of the denominators. Get rid of the denominator. Then x will cancel out. X plus 2 will cancel out. You will be left with 48. Then x plus 2, like this, plus this one will be 4x squared. Or let me just remove because of space, let me just remove the brackets right away. So this one, it will be 48 by x is 48x plus 48 by 2 is 96 plus this one will be 4x squared plus 8x plus is equals to 60x is equals to 60x. So is equals to 60x like this. Yes. Then after that, you collect terms with x and simplify. First, let me write 4x squared, because you have to express in this form. 4x squared, then plus 48x plus 8x minus 60x. This one is 4 times this one is 8x. Then this one 48 by x is 48x. Then after that, plus 96 is equals to 0. Right, then so this one seems as if there's an error here. Myra spends 60 to buy books that cost x plus 2 each. This one is x plus 2 each. So Myra bought 60 over x plus 2. Gaia buys 4 more books than Myra. So it will be Gaia 48 over x plus 4 is equal to this one. Common denominator is x plus 2. Like this. So x plus 2 here. Then it will be x into x. So it's 48x plus 96 is equals to, the thing is, Gaia buys 4 more books, which means if you can say Myra plus 4, then you get Gaia's books here. So the error is here. We are supposed to put minus here. So this one is supposed to be minus, then this one is supposed to be minus here. Let me correct this error right away. Then this one, because Gaia buys 4 more. So if you can say Myra's books plus 4, then you get Gaia. So Gaia's books minus 4, you get Myra. That's correct, yes. Then you say here, it's minus here. Then it will be minus, then minus here. Then it's like this, right? Then it will be 48. Let me just collect like terms in x squared first. Minus 4x squared, then plus 48x minus 8x, then minus 60x plus 96 is equal to 0. Then this one will be minus 4x squared. Then 48 minus x minus 60. 48 is 40. 40 minus 60 is actually minus 20. Minus 20x. Then plus. So this one is minus 20x, then plus 96 is equals to 0. Yes, like this. Like this. Right, then after that, then you have to simplify here. But the coefficient of a squared is positive, right? So it means you have to make it positive. How can you make it positive? Let me move up here. Let me move up here. You have to put on the other side, like I will multiply everything by a negative sign. So it will be 4x squared plus 20x minus 96 is equal to 0. Then there's a common factor 4. Common factor 4, which means we divide everything by 4. By 4, by 4, by 4, by 4. If you can divide, you get x squared plus 5x minus 24 is equal to 0. So you get the answer that is required. Right. Then solve by factorization this value. Factorization, you take this and this. You multiply them, it will be x squared actually minus 24x squared. Then you find two numbers which are factors of 24. When you add them, they give you 5x. Add or subtract, they give you 5x, the mid value. But when you multiply them, they give you 24. Minus in this case. Minus product means one of the numbers is positive and the other one is negative. That's what it is. So here the numbers, let me write down. If I can try to find out the numbers, is 8 and 3. Then plus 8x and minus 3, yes. So it's plus 8x minus 3x minus 24 is equal to 0. Then you factor out, take 2, this one, you factor out x here. You get x plus 8, then minus 3x plus 8, then is equals to 0. Then after that, you say x plus 8, then x minus 3 is equals to 0. Then you take x plus 8 is equals to 0, or x minus 3 is equals to 0. So x will be 0 minus 8, it will be minus 8, or x is equals to 3. So minus 8 or 3. Done. Then find the number of books Myra buys. Find the number of books Myra buys. So in this case, you take your x value, which is positive, because the number will never be negative. So Myra, going up here, Myra bought 60 over x plus 2. So it's 6 over x plus 2, which is 6 over 3 plus 2, which is called 6 over 5. So which is 12 books. So this one bought 12 books. Right, next, find the gradient of the curve y is equals to what? 2x each when x is equals minus 2, as you can see on your screen. So gradient is dy dx. So you find dy dx, we differentiate. Dy over dx is equals to, here it will be 2 times 3x to the power 3 minus 2, 3 minus 1. So it's 2 times 3, x to the power 3 minus 1, minus 7 times the power of x is 1. 1 x to the power 1 minus 1. Then differentiating a constant, you get 0 plus 0. A term without x, you get 0. Then is equals to, then this one, it will be 6x squared minus 7. Then x to the power 0. X to the power 0 is 1. Any number raised to the power 0 is actually 1. So 6x squared minus 7 times 1, which is 7. Then when x is equals to 2, minus 2, then dy dx is equals to 6. Then you substitute. Where there's x, you put minus 2. So 6 times 4, 24. 24 minus 7, you get 17. Done. Next, A is the point 72 and B is the point minus 58. Calculate the length of AB. Right, length of a line given 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. You say square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So in this case, we can call this one x1, y1, x2, y2. Then it will be the square root of x2 is minus 5 minus y1, x1 is 7 squared plus 8 minus 2 squared. Like this. Then it will be the square root of minus 5 minus 7 is actually 12. 12 squared minus 12 squared is 144 plus 8 minus 2 is 6. Squared is 36, which is called square root of 144 plus 36 is 180. So it's square root of 180. Then you can simplify this one, leaving your answer in state form. So square root of 180, you find two numbers, factors of 180. One usually will be having a square root, and the other one no square root. So you can find out there is 36 and 5. So square root of 36 times 5, like this. That's how you simplify sets. Then it will be, you can separate like this. If you are multiplying, root of 5, root of 36 is 6 root 5. So it will be 6 root 5. Like this. Done. Next, find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to AB and passes through the point minus 1, 3. Find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to AB that passes through the point minus 1, 3. Right, to find the equation of the perpendicular line, first thing, perpendicular lines, they meet at 90 degrees. At the gradient of perpendicular line, M1 times M2, two different gradients, the product is actually minus 1. It's minus 1. So we want to find the equation of the line perpendicular to AB. So first we need the gradient of AB. Line AB, gradient, remember, we say gradient of AB is y2 minus y1, which is 8 minus 2 over x2 minus x1 minus 5 minus 2, which is equals to, what do we get if we can simplify? 8 minus 2 is 6 over minus 7. Yes, like this. So gradient of AB is minus 6 over 7. Then gradient of the line perpendicular to this one, what will be the gradient? What will be the gradient? 8 minus 2 over minus 5. Sorry, there's an error here. It's minus 7 here. So this one will be minus 5 minus 7 is minus 12. What's x1 here? X1 is here. So it's minus 12. So the answer will be minus half. Like this. So that's the gradient of line AB. Gradient of line AB. Then gradient of the line perpendicular to AB, you say gradient of perpendicular line right, you say minus half times M2 is equals to minus 1. So that let the gradient of the perpendicular line be M2. So minus half times M2 is equals to minus 1. So M2 will be equals to, then you cross multiply here, let me say multiply by 2, you get minus 2. Then divide by minus, you get M2 is equals to 2. Like this. Then after that, let's now find the equation of the line. We have the gradient, we say y is equals to gradient 2x plus c. Then we use the point minus 1, 3. It means x is equals to minus 1 and y is equals to 3. These are the points that we use to find the gradient of to find the equation of the line. So it means y, we put 3 is equals to, where there is x, you put minus 1 plus c. That's how you find the value of c. Then it will be minus 2 plus c. So from this, you get your 3 plus 2 is equals to c. You get your c is equals to 5. Then your equation, y is equals to, now we are replacing here. So y is equals to 2x plus 5. Yes, like this, like this. Right, then this one done. So please just follow up step by step. That's the ego. Same Mangeya for you. Enjoy. Like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you.